Hi, I'm Alex. I'm an incoming junior that goes to Stevenson High School, which is in the Chicagoland area. And this is my first milestone of my project, which is the third eye for the blind. So right now, I'm currently around exactly 60 centimeters away from the project. And you can see that nothing's happening yet. But if I do move a little bit closer, now I'm exactly 50 centimeters away. The project is starting to light up and you can hear a little buzzing sound. And so this project is called the Third Eye for the Blind because it's supposed to help blind people by beeping less frequently or more frequently depending on how close you are to the object. So you can see if I move my camera closer to it, the beeps are picking up and they're getting faster. So you can see now that we're like basically just on top of the sensor, it's beeping much faster. And then if I move the camera away from it, it's beeping less fast. And so the reason I chose this specific project was because it sounded really appealing, because I believed it actually helped real world problems. Like visual disabilities are still a major thing in today's world, and it was really interesting that I could start to design a project that could address this problem and help it. And so now to go over my code, just really simply, basically what my code does is it uses a sensor and it sends out through the trigger pin a wave, and using the echo pin, it determines how long it took for the wave to get sent out and then reflected and then get sent back into the sensor. And so they store that amount of time in a variable called duration, and they convert that into a variable called centimeters, which is basically just obviously the distance of the object in centimeters. And so if it's less than 50 centimeters, then it'll map it to a variable d, and the buzzer and the LED will turn on and off. And then the delay will depend on the variable d. So if the centimeters is smaller and the object is closer, then the d will be smaller and there'll be less of a delay. So basically, if it's closer, then there's going to be less of a delay, and the light and the buzzer will turn on and off more frequently. And a problem I had was that the buzzer and the LED initially, since I thought that they'd be doing the same thing, I initially had them connected to the same wire, and I both had them in the same variable with 5. But the problem with that was that the LED was not lighting up as strong, and that's because that they were sharing power. So obviously the buzzer would just take up most of the power and the LED would be left with little. And so the way I fixed that was I just created a new variable for the LED, gave it a new wiring, and so now they don't have to share power, and now the LED is able to light up fully and the buzzer is able to turn on and off fully. So currently, what my project does is it detects how far away objects are, but it doesn't really give us any information about what the object is. For example, the difference between a book or a human being. So what I hope to do is start using a camera in my project so that it can learn more things about the object that it's detecting. For instance, maybe I can use a software to detect if the object it's sensing is moving or not, to see if the object is alive.